Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're really digging into the world of acids in cosmetology.
That's right. We're using material from the Open Beauty Hub community's professional course outline as our guide.
Yeah, and our goal is pretty straightforward, just to pull out the core info on using acids safely and, effectively.
Basically, give you the essentials without making it overly complicated.
Exactly. Whether you're just curious about skincare or maybe you're a pro wanting a quick refresher, this should give you some key insights.
Okay, so first things first, you need to kind of grasp the main categories, right?
Different types of acids.
Yeah. You've got your AHAs, alpha hydroxy acids. They're water soluble, really good for surface stuff like dullness or texture.
Okay.
Then BHAs, beta hydroxy acids. These are oil soluble.
Ah, so they can get into pores better?
Precisely. Think acne, blackheads.
Yeah.
Salicylic acid is the most common BHA.
Gotcha. And PHAs.
Polyhydroxy acids. They're kind of like gentler cousins to AHAs, bigger molecules, so less irritation potential. Good for sensitive skin.
Interesting. And TCA, that sounds more serious.
It is. Trichloroacetic acid. It's used for more significant concerns, often in peels. Definitely requires more expertise.
You see combinations of these now too, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Mm.
Multi-component formulas are really common, trying to target different things at once or get synergistic effects.
So how are they actually applied? It's not just slapping them on, I assume.
No, definitely not. The course talks about a range. Simple superficial applications, like in serums you might use at home or in a light facial,
Right.
but also more advanced stuff like this sandwich technique.
Sandwich technique. Tell me more about that.
Well, it's basically about layering. You might apply an acid, maybe layer a hydrating or barrier supporting product, then maybe another acid, or let it process differently.
Huh. To boost results while managing irritation.
That's the idea. It allows for a more controlled and potentially less irritating way to use stronger concentrations or combinations. The course actually provides step-by-step protocols, which is key.
Tailored for different skin types and issues, I imagine.
Exactly, because what works for oily, acne-prone skin is not what you do for dry, sensitive skin.
Which brings us back to combining acids. Why is that beneficial? Why not just use one strong acid?
Well, synergy is a big part of it. Two different acids might tackle a problem, say hyperpigmentation, from slightly different angles.
Okay.
Or you could combine a BHA for pore clearing with an AHA for surface brightness.
Yeah.
It's about getting broader results or sometimes even enhancing the effect without just cranking up the concentration of one thing, which could be harsh.
Makes sense. More targeted, less collateral damage, maybe.
That's a good way to put it. Now, safety obviously is super important here.
Definitely. You mentioned TCA requires expertise, but even AHAs and BHAs need respect. The course includes first aid.
Yes, guidelines for preventing and treating acid burns. It really underscores that these are powerful chemical agents.
It's not just about the benefits, but handling them responsibly.
Absolutely. And they mention training videos, too, with demonstrations. Seeing it done correctly is invaluable.
So, beyond just knowing AHA from BHA, what's the core knowledge takeaway here?
It's really understanding their chemical properties, how they actually work on the skin cells, what's the mechanism of action, what effects can you realistically expect.
It's the why behind it all.
Exactly. That deeper understanding is what lets you move beyond just following a recipe.
And lets you customize treatments effectively, like choosing the right tool for the job.
Precisely. The course emphasizes that. If you have acne, you lean towards BHAs, perhaps. For anti-aging concerns, maybe certain AHAs or even retinoids, which aren't acids but often used alongside. Pigmentation might call for another specific approach.
Right, matching the acid strength or property to the specific skin concern.
Yeah, and also understand the different strengths you work with.
You mean concentration and pH?
Yep. From gentle daily serums with low percentages and higher pH, all the way to medium-depth peels, which are much more concentrated and have a lower pH. Handling those safely is critical.
And that involves things like neutralization and aftercare?
Absolutely. Knowing when and how to neutralize an acid peel, what kind of post-treatment care is essential to support healing and prevent complications, that's all part of the practical training.
Including that sandwich technique you mentioned earlier.
Right. Teaching how to do these advanced techniques safely and effectively.
So the ultimate aim seems to be empowering practitioners, right? Whether they're new or experienced.
That's it. To give them the confidence and knowledge to create truly customized, effective treatment protocols for their clients, moving beyond a one-size-fits-all approach.
So wrapping up, we've touched on the main acid families, AHA, BHA, PHA, TCA, and how they differ.
We talked about application. From simple serums to that more complex layering or sandwich idea.
And the huge importance of safety, understanding concentrations, pH, and having first aid knowledge.
Plus, the real goal, using this deep knowledge to tailor treatments for specific issues like acne, aging, or pigmentation.
It really paints a picture of professional skincare being quite sophisticated when done right.
It absolutely can be.
Yeah.
Which leads to maybe a final thought for you listening. Knowing now about this targeted approach, the different tools available, and the focus on safety, how does that maybe shift your perspective on what to look for in professional skincare treatments?
Something to think about. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.